This story is truly amazing. You won't be able to stop crying after hearing it. In the small town of Recanto das Flores, in Santa Catarina, Brazil, the tranquility of the place was only interrupted by the happy barks of Ginger, a loyal dog who lived with the Silva family. Suddenly, a devastating hurricane hit the town, causing indescribable damage. When the winds calmed down and the torrential rain subsided, leaving a trail of destruction and sorrow, the neighborhood was shocked to discover that the Silva family had vanished without a trace. Their house was completely destroyed, and all that was left was a pile of debris and the sad silence that followed. Amidst the ruins, amidst the wreckage of what was once a happy family, there was one presence that stood out, a beacon of loyalty and affection. Ginger, the dog, who refused to abandon the place. She stayed on the porch of the destroyed house for 5 long years, faithfully waiting for her beloved owners to return. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. But Ginger's unwavering devotion never wavered. She survived on the food that neighbors offered her, but never accepted any of their attempts to adopt her. She didn't want to leave. She wanted to stay in her home, by her family's side until they came back. Emma, a young and determined social worker, arrived in the city to volunteer in the reconstruction effort after the disaster. However, no one expected her to embark on a journey that would touch the hearts of an entire nation. Upon learning Ginger's story, Emma was deeply moved and couldn't help but wonder why the dog was still there after all this time. Filled with empathy and admiration for the animal, she decided to take on the mission to find out what happened to the Silvas and unravel the mystery that kept Ginger waiting. With patience and dedication, Emma began to comb through various records and talk to former residents, trying to find some answers. The search was long and challenging, but her determination was fueled by the hope that she could bring at least some closure to the dog's story. As the days went by, Emma grew fond of Ginger and formed a strong bond with her. She understood the dog's loyalty and devotion and felt a deep connection with her. Meanwhile, the investigation led her to a small wooden box filled with family photos. Among the faded images, she saw a picture of the Silva family and realized that the husband, Jose Carlos, had been a well-known local businessman and respected member of the community. Hope rekindled. She continued her search, believing that somewhere there was a lead that could shed light on the case. News of the moving story spread throughout the town, and soon Emma and Ginger became local heroes. Everyone wanted to help and support the cause. People donated food, medicine, and even offered their homes to shelter the dog while she received medical attention. Moved by the story, the town council supported the search and provided resources to hire professionals to help with the investigation. Hope began to spread like wildfire throughout the city, and then a breakthrough. A possible clue emerged in the neighboring city of Campos Novos. Without wasting time, Emma and Ginger set off on a journey that promised to be full of challenges and discoveries. Upon arriving at the school, Emma's heart raced. This place seemed to hold the key to the mystery that had captivated the nation. As she stepped inside, Ginger suddenly became agitated, barking and pulling on her leash, as if sensing that something important awaited them. The school's principal, a kind and helpful woman, warmly welcomed them and provided them with the information they needed. After patiently reviewing the school records, the principal located the enrollment records of the Silva children. With trembling hands, Emma opened the file. Inside, she found a report indicating that the children had been transferred to another school. However, it also contained a note from the transfer, stating that the parents had decided to withdraw their children from the school system and homeschool them. This unexpected discovery raised more questions than it answered. Why did the Silvers suddenly decide to remove their children from school? What had happened that led them to make this decision? Determined to find answers, Emma and Ginger decided to visit the last known address of the Silver family, hoping to find some answers and perhaps bring the mystery to an end. In just a few days, the flower corner had become a symbol of hope for the country. Special reports were broadcast during prime time. Major newspapers dedicated entire front pages to Ginger's story. Even international programs showed interest in reporting on this moving reunion. The city streets, once silent and marked by memories of the disaster, now echoed with laughter, excited voices, and the footsteps of visitors from all corners of Brazil. The Gingerin project quickly took shape. An old abandoned warehouse was restored with the help of volunteers and transformed into a vibrant community center. There, people affected by the disaster finally found a safe space to tell their stories, share their traumas, receive psychological support, and, most importantly, listen and forgive. Murals with photos of rescued animals, names of victims, and phrases of hope decorated the walls. A life-size statue of Ginger was placed at the entrance to the space with a sign that read, "Loyalty is what guides us back home."